Okay, I'm in, I'm licensed, so what do we have? Well, it's a simple interface, which is always nice to see. And on the left here, we can see all of the applications that Updatist has detected. So I've got 158 here. And of those 158, I can see that 60 of them require updates. Now, I know that will be making some of you wince at the thought of that being so many. However, I do this on purpose because I don't like apps automatically installing updates. I like to know what the new features are so that I can identify something maybe I need to talk to you all about. If I come up here and click this button, I can switch from app updates to Homebrew package updates. And we can see those all here. So I've got 130 Homebrew packages and 20 of them need an update. I can see how many dependencies each of these has, and they are taken care of when I update. I'm just going to come up and switch back to the app updates here. To the right of this, we have a filter. So right now we are seeing all applications, but if I just wanted to see updates available via the App Store, for example, I can click and those are all here. And if I select one, let's say any box here, at the top, I can see the old and new version numbers there, so I can see how out of date I am. The source is down here with the release date next to it. I can see the last time this was refreshed or polled to see if an update is available, and the size of the update is there too. Now, some apps, Updatist can show you what is new. Certainly not all of them though, as we're going to see later on. And we've got more update information down here too. Now, if you click update, we can see it opens up the App Store and I can go ahead and do the update from there, which I'm going to pause and do now. Now that update to AnyBox is complete, it disappears from the list here of available updates. So let's click on Bear here. And over in the update details, I'm going to click on this controls button because this lets us take a little bit of action on this update that doesn't involve physically updating it itself. So we can do a manual refresh to check for updates. We can skip this update completely or skip it temporarily for a period of time here. And this just hides it from us. That's hiding the update, not the application. If we want to ignore the application, then those options either permanently ignore or temporarily are just here. And if we want to ignore the ability to adopt via Homebrew, which we're going to talk about later, and you do this if you know you're never going to want updates for this application to be performed via Homebrew, then you can select here. If I come out, you see this button here? Well, this lets you attempt to adopt to Homebrew, but if we were to select this option, you can see that button now disappears, so you can't be tempted. Now, we are going to look at Homebrew adoption soon, but let's just take a look at what other functionality we have here first. So if I switch this view to all apps, I'm going to click on this bulk update button here. Now, this takes the main window on the right and it fills it with a list of all applications that are awaiting updates, and it splits them into two sections. The top shows those that we can update as part of a bulk action, and the others, well, we can't. They need to be done individually. You can collapse the list up here and expand it. And you can see it's quite often these apps with the Sparkle source here that I've found are ripe for a bulk update. And then under actions, we have the same options that we just saw, although at the bottom, we can open the app and we can show it in Finder as well. There's also a button to exclude the app from the bulk update. We can see it's grayed out there now, and then clicking again puts it back into the scope there. And then to carry out a bulk update, just click the update button down here. Now, the unavailable section down here shows apps that require manual intervention to update. If I take a look at Alfred here, the button at the top here, this says update, but below that, we can see the category for this app is in-app, meaning we can only update from within Alfred itself. We could directly download the update if we wish. The link is here. And this is an example of an application that can have its updates managed by Homebrew instead. But I'm going to keep it in-app and just click update. Now we can see it's opened Alfred, and to update, I could click this Alfred update available link here. But you see this notification I've just received? Well, Updatist was prevented from accessing this, and that's because that permission we saw on the welcome screen, well, it turns out I didn't pause and enable it. So I'm going to do that now. I'll just authenticate and restart Updatist. Okay, that permission is now granted, meaning that if I click update now, there's no error. and I can click here and go through the update process in the app. And when the update is done, I can still see Alfred within Updatist, but there's no update required anymore. I'm on the latest version here. Okay, let's click on our filter here and select, what should we go? Let's do Electron. So I can see the 10 Electron apps that I have installed picked up by Updatist. And these here look pretty similar. We've seen most of this information before, apart from a couple of things. So one, these all have an add source button here, meaning if you've got a different update source you'd like to use for an application, you can click here and specify it.